I want to know, was it hard for you to get into the character for the role? What process did you all go through to get prepared for such an impactful role?
Well, I obviously it's a huge role, and I felt an obligation to do as much research as I could, and I was lucky enough to have a lead up of at least like 3 weeks. So I went to, I think, all in all about 20 meetings, always open meetings, obviously. And that's probably where I learned the most. My actor curiosity brain wanted to learn everything about recovery, but the reality is Gracie doesn't know anything about recovery. So it was more important for me to figure out what that piece before actually looks like. So I would go to meetings and watch people who seemed to be in their first few weeks. And that's probably where I gained the most. And I obviously had conversations with everybody in my life who was in recovery. And I tried to get them to remember the most awful moment before the surrender, which I think is really what the film is about. It's about coming to the place where you're ready to ask for help.
I have to say, meeting this woman, I fell in love with her. We flew all the way to New York to cast this film, and we fell in love with Annika Marks on Skype. If you can fall in love with someone on Skype, her heart and her compassion for this disease and knowing others that suffer from them I loved her from the beginning. I mean, there was no question that Annika was going to represent hope. I thought she was in her 20s. He still believes it. No?
All right, I'm going to say one more thing. Really, scratch that. I was also really lucky in that Cindy, who obviously is incredible in the film, but is also our executive producer, and Heath Jones, the writer and director, they are both in recovery as well. And so I had the greatest resource of all, and I think you would agree with this, Sharon and Chase, of being able to look up at any moment and saying, like, you get lost, and having people to turn to say, wait, what does it actually feel like? What am I going through?
And I want to add, one of the things that sort of the weird kind of way Providence works, about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I had the honor of doing a reading of a play about the beginning of AA. It's called Dr. Bob and Bill W. And until I was, in that particular reading and understanding why and how it was created, I didn't quite get the magic of that system. And then this film offer comes along for me to be able to explore somebody who has had success, still a struggle, but had a success with the grace that comes along with why that program is so special and works. And I'm grateful to have been able to see it in action so many years later, because AA was created in the late 20s, early 30s. And if you get a chance to explore that, you see that it really does require more. There's a reason for all those pieces: the higher power, the daily work, and the support of others. And this film, for me, is just a nice full circle moment.
How long did it actually take to write it?
I had the dream, but I'm not a writer. I hired Heath Jones, and we started to play with the characters. I love creating characters. I've been a stage actress most of my life. And we started playing with characters and standing up and acting them out. Of course, I wanted to play every one of them, so, But we just, it originally started as kind of, I wanted to tell my story, but I wanted to tell a universal story. So it was created with an Englishman and a crazy American girl, and we just danced it out, and he went with it, and we really wanted to focus on the family disease, how everyone's affected by this disease of addiction. And then the train started running. Sylvia Kaminer came on board, and when Sylvia Kaminer came on board, everything started moving really fast. And we were still playing with the script. So it took really great acting to make good script. I mean, it was. We had great actors, and they embodied the message, and we just had a lot of talent. So as a team, we were fantastic.